money on my mind, 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 money on my mind. So money is all I think of. Money on my mind, money on my mind, money on my mind, money on my mind.
All right, I'm getting my seat on, you guys. All right, well, we're tuned in already. Welcome back, you guys. Thank you for tuning in as always on this lovely, beautiful morning out here in Oakland, California. As always, thank you everyone who's tuned in right now to KGPC 96.9 FM, or if you're tapped in listening to me at the website kgpc969.org, or your favorite streaming platform of choice like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and the rest of the lovely platforms. This is your boy. This is your favorite blind financial advisor, Bookity Blinding himself, the money man himself, Mr. Blind McFly, whatever name you want to call me. You can just call me by my government name, Darrin Harvey. And I am the host, the solo host. No guest over here today. Financial State of Mind is the show where I help you get to that bag, manage that bag, and grow that bag as best as possible by me spitting the beautiful game of financial literacy, or just talking about money. I love talking about money. I don't know why I'm so obsessed about money. Oh, wait, because I live in good old America, where capitalism reigns supreme. And I hope I am here once again to help you guys gain some extra knowledge so you can be a king or a queen in this chess game we call capitalism, in this land we call the United States in America, in the beautiful state of California. Thank you once again, everybody who is listening. We're on episode 24, I believe, and I have a very fun episode, very interesting, an episode where you guys can all take advantage of this information today. We're talking one thing that I'm very known for: credit cards, you guys, credit cards. But specifically, I want to talk about a few credit cards that I personally have some experience with, some of my friends and clients have experience with, or just some credit cards that I've researched and learned about that I want to share with you guys. So we're essentially talking about credit cards specifically targeted for people who have bad credit, no credit, or a credit score of under 700, which is considered good. So 700, or really 680 or 700, is considered what we call a good credit score in the credit card space. So if you have that credit score or lower, these credit cards are meant for you. I'm going to talk specifically about 2 or 3 secured credit cards and 2 other credit cards, again, that are great for beginners, great for you to get your practice on, get these good credit building habits up so you can get into the intermediate and advanced credit cards like the Chase Sapphire Reserve, which I always can't shut up talking about. Credit cards. We all know them. We all have one. Well, most of you guys have one. Last statistic I read, 3 out of 4 Americans have at least one credit card. Average credit card balance is around $5,000-$6,000, give or take on age, generation, sex, all those fun demographics. So credit card is something we as adults deal with on an everyday basis, right? Right, Darrin. So the vast majority of people I talk to when it comes to credit cards, and they come to me, they have a credit score under 700. Most people don't come to me with credit score 800 being like, Darrin, I need help. It just don't work like that. Most people that come to me have a credit score that is not the greatest, a credit score that they are embarrassed to share with and talk about. And I get it. I can't say I relate because I've generally had a good credit score all my life, but I want to help people, and I want people to leverage credit cards the way that I know they can be used. And I really enjoy educating people when it comes to credit cards, because still in 2023, you guys, there is still too much misinformation about credit cards, about how credit works, about how credit is built, and all the myths associated with it. If you guys want an episode full of literally how credit is built, how it works, how it's calculated, please check out a previous episode where I did such that. It's an hour long. You will learn everything you need to know when it comes to how credit cards and credit scores work. I'm going to talk about it a little bit on this episode just for reference, but again, this is specifically about certain credit cards I want to talk about. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. This is episode 20 something. 24, 25, 23. I don't know. That doesn't matter. We're talking beginner and starter credit cards. Brought to you by KGPC. Credit cards, you guys. Credit cards. There's going to be 2-3 secured credit cards I want to talk about first. But before I talk about that, I want to make sure everyone understands what a secured credit card is. Most people know what an unsecured credit card is. That's when you go to Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Patelco, Capital One, Allied Bank, Apple, Macy's, whatever, whoever lends out credit cards. They say, hey, we want to let you have a credit card so we can make money off your interest rate and your balances. We have some level of trust with you, so we will give you what is called an unsecured credit card. And here's a credit limit of, say, $1,000, and you can borrow this money, pay it back. You guys know that game. An unsecured credit card is typically for people who credit score sucks or they don't have it. It doesn't exist. These are meant for people to essentially rebuild or build up their credit profile, is what we call it, so that within 6 months, 9 months, a year, that secured credit card can typically be converted to an unsecured. But because your credit score sucks or your credit score is non-existent, there's a level of distrust associated with someone like these people or you, if that is you. Not my rules, you guys. This is just how it works. So typically what happens is, say you apply for the first card I'm going to talk about, which is the Discover It secured credit card by Discover. Say you get approved, and basically for you to have that credit line to begin with, you have to throw down a deposit, a security deposit, very similar to how a security deposit would work in any other instances, like nabbing a hotel, nabbing a hotel, nabbing an apartment unit, something like that. So say you get this Discover card and you throw down $200. That is now your credit line. That's money that you can borrow up to. And what you're going to want to do is you get a card like this. It can be this. It can be a couple other cards I will be talking about. And you want to do the good credit habits that I've always talked about. Just a quick refresher. We're only going to really talk about two because this is the two most important. Number one, good credit habit. Pay that credit card bill on time without fail. Let me say it quicker. Pay that credit card bill on time without fail. Again, you guys, that makes up 35% of your credit score payment history. So if you simply just pay on time, you're really helping your credit score out, and there's nothing more you can do to help it more out than paying it on time. Number two, which should be combined with number one at all times, no matter who you are, but especially for those who are having a secure credit card, pay the full balance off on time. So if your credit card balance is only $200, you guys, there's no reason why you can't clear that bad boy off. If it's $500, there's really no reason you shouldn't be able to clear that balance off. It's that simple. So what you're going to want to do with a secure credit card is you want to get a secure credit card, use it, abuse it, not just abuse it, I'm just playing. Use it responsibly, and then go ahead and do it for 6 to 9 months. No more than a year should be your goal, but really your goal is 6 months. Once 6 months happens, usually your credit score will have improved, hopefully significantly. And say again, it's with Discover, they now have that trust in you and they will be willing to convert maybe in 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, 12 months, depends on you personally. They will consider converting your card from a secured credit card to an unsecured credit card. So you don't have to do the down payment balance that I just talked about. And then that's how you would attain another unsecured credit card line. And you would have that positive credit history with that particular line. So that's the strategy I want you guys to think about before, we get into these cards. Now, getting into these cards, and then I'll finally get into the cards. For the most part, all these cards, and I will mention them when they come up, but all these cards have no foreign transaction fees, which means when you go outside of the United States, they're not going to charge you an extra fee because you're outside of the United States. None of them have annual fees, meaning that you don't have to pay an annual amount of money just to hold the credit card. And for the exception of, I believe, one of the credit cards, they have some type of sign-up bonus to entice you to get the credit card. When it comes to secured credit cards, there's a lot of bad secured credit cards out there. I want to say most of them really are bad because of many reasons, but it's mainly because lenders know you have nowhere else to turn to. So they want to kind of take advantage of you, unfortunately. And also, you're inherently not trustworthy when it comes to paying people back. Again, I didn't make the rules up. I'm just telling you the game. So again, if you follow the 2 steps I just mentioned 2 minutes ago, you're not going to be one of these people for much longer. Without further ado, let me get into the credit cards. I'm going to try to get to about 5 if I have time, but let's just get right into it. First credit card I want to talk about, I hinted at a bit. Discover It. Discover It secured credit card. This is, in my opinion, in most of the credit card gurus' opinions out there, the best secured credit card you can get today. Why is that? Well, like I mentioned before, no foreign transactions, no annual fees. Here's another lovely bonus about it. No interest rate, aka 0% APR on the first 15 months of the card's usage, or the first 15 billing cycles, however you want to discuss it. Meaning, if you have any balance on there, which you should not, by the way, if you have any balance on there, it will not gain interest for the first 15 months. Another benefit, which should not be used because you're following my 2 steps, right? You're following my 2 steps, is if you happen to have a late payment, they will waive the first late payment for you for free. But one of the biggest reasons this is a showstopper credit card is it absolutely gives you cash rewards back being a secured credit card, which for those who don't know, which most of you probably don't, is pretty unique in the land of secured credit cards because you're already inherently untrustworthy. They don't want to give you benefits. You're already at the mercy of them anyways. Now, what are these benefits? This is where it gets crazy. The Discover It secured card can give you, in certain rotating quarterly categories, 5%, yes, 5% cash back on purchases. So what do I mean by quarterly rotating categories? So every quarter, Discover will rotate the categories that will qualify for this 5% cash back. So we don't know what it is, or at the time I researched this, I don't know what they currently are. So I looked back into what they were last couple of years. And it's your typical stuff. It could be 5% for 3 months in gym memberships. It could be 5% at Amazon. It could be 5% using PayPal. It could be 5% for a different quarter at a certain restaurant, or certain restaurants, plural. It rotates every quarter. But the fact that you have a secured credit card that at all offers 5% back cash rewards on anything is absurd. There's intermediate level unsecured credit cards that do not offer 5% on anything. This is one of the biggest reasons why this is the best secured credit card. To my understanding, there's also 2% back on gas and groceries, if I remember that correctly. Sorry if I misremember that. And then there is 1% back on everything else, or it actually might be 1%. It's actually 1.5, excuse me. It's 1.5% back on every other category of purchase. And their sign-up bonus, again, Discover's sign-up bonus for the Discover It card is they will double that cash rewards back on that 1.5. They'll double it for the first year of usage. So really, for that first year, you're getting 3% back minimum on everything. Again, this is unheard of in the land of secured. This is unheard of in the land of secured credit cards. This is crazy. Again, there's a lot of unsecured credit cards that don't offer these benefits. So if you are trying to work your credit card up because it sucks, go literally. At the end of this episode, you only got like 10, 20 more minutes to listen to. Go look it up. Just go sign up for it. The only con about this credit card is that it is kind of notoriously difficult to get approved for it because so many people want this card. So, listener, don't worry. That brings me to the second best secured credit card you can get, Capital One's Quicksilver. I'm not going to say too much on this credit card because in many, many ways it mirrors the Discover It secured credit card. There's a few differences I want to go over, but quickly I want to highlight what I just talked about earlier. No annual fees, no foreign transactions, I believe this one also has a no APR of 15 months. So first 15 months, no interest. There is, again, a double multiplier on cashback rewards for that first year sign up. But one of the biggest differences is instead of there being 5% back on a rotating amount of categories, there's 5% backs exclusively, or 5% back exclusively on hotel and car rentals. And you have to use Capital One's rewards platform to obtain and book through there essentially. So it's not like you can just go to the hotel of choice and use the card and you'll get your 5%. You have to use their portal essentially. So it's good. We're not complaining about that. Especially if you have a secure credit card, you watching, definitely not complaining about that. But it's not as hassle-free as, say, Discover It. Other than that, though, it's really essentially a mirror image of the Discover It card, and they're much more lenient about giving this card out. So those are your top 2 secured credit cards. Again, if your credit sucks, go for one of those, period. For whatever reason you can't get that, you can get a credit card, third credit card that's secured, and one I've personally used, I'm showing it right here on camera, Bank of America's Cash Rewards credit card. I initially got the unsecured, but I learned through research, correct me if I'm wrong, DM me at Financial State of Minds, that there is a secured version. Again, there is a secured version of the Bank of America Cash Rewards credit card. I have the unsecured. I've actually had this card since I was 21 years old, 21 or 22. It was my very first credit card. It's a great starter credit card, whether you get the secured or the unsecured version. Benefits include 3% back on selected categories, and their categories there's a lot. I want to say, at least from my experience, there's always like a dozen or so to pick from, but I want to highlight one being online shopping. That means you can go on Apple, you can go on Amazon, you can go on pretty much any online website, and if they sell you something, you'll get 3% cash back on there. 2% back, I believe, on groceries, including wholesale. So if you go to Costco a lot, you get 2% cash back on every Costco transaction you use with that credit card. And then it's 1% on everything else. Now, the great thing about Bank of America is they also have an introductory sign-up bonus of $200 if you spend $1,000 in the first 90 days. So I don't understand how, as an adult, how you don't spend $1,000 in the first 90 days. So just throw all your purchases on this credit card. Make sure you pay it off on time. You're going to get $200 onto your account. You can literally use it for whatever you want, hopefully to clear some debt, hopefully to clear out that balance like you're supposed to, listener. And you move on with your life. And the last one I want to highlight is, yes, they also have a introductory 0% APR interest rate. But this one is a banger. I believe it's 18 months, you guys. 18 months of no interest. That is crazy. Again, you're going to be clearing out your credit card balance every month, so you're not going to need it. You're going to be paying it on time. But for whatever reason, you can't do that. You need to hold a balance. This is a great card to have. I mean, all of them are great cards to have. But this one gets you at the longest at 18 months. So, again, I've had this credit card since I was 21 years old. I remember, I believe my line when I first got it was $1,000. This credit card right now I have is, I believe, nearly at $22,000 credit card limit for me. I still use it to this day. Again, great overall general credit card. I average for the last, I want to say 3 or 4 years, I've averaged about $1,000 in cash rewards back. So literally that's almost $100, a little bit less, $100 a month just for using a credit card I'm getting back for cash rewards. So can't thumbs up this card enough. But yeah, that's Bank of America. Now, the other card I want to talk about, which I actually have and I forgot to bring it, so I can't show it to you guys watching on camera, is a local credit card. So this only applies to the viewers out here, mostly in California, because this is a local credit union. I talk about this credit union all the time. I love them. Patelco. Patelco has a points reward credit card that, again, I forgot to bring. Dang it. They have a points reward credit card, you guys. Patelco is a bit hard to get with. So the first three are for the people who have really crappy credit scores. But say it's your first credit card and maybe you had mom and pops have you on authorized user. So you pop out at a 650, pop out at a 680, pop out at a 700. Go for Patelco's Points Rewards. I think it's called Patelco's World, actually, Points Reward credit card. Go get that credit card. Patelco, it's a point system with them with that credit card, as I mentioned. So you get points on it. I believe I remember correctly, it's 2% on everything and then 3% on, I believe it's groceries and gas. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 3% on certain things and 2% on everything else. You can redeem these points using Patelco's reward portal system on their website. You can get gift cards, you can get straight cash, you can get discounts on travel, like luggage and stuff like that. And there's more things you can use with those points. Their sign up bonus, you guys, is 20,000 points, which is the equivalent of $200. And you obtain that by spending, I believe for them, it's actually $1,500 in the first 3 months. But again, if you're an adult with a job, with rent, this shouldn't be a problem at all. There's no reason why someone can't spend $1,500 in 3 months. One thing that Patelco has that really I don't know anyone who has it. There's actually a couple. Allied, I'm sure, has it. They have free balance transfers. So really, guys, what I use with my Patelco credit card is I essentially use that as my debt consolidation loan. The reason I say that too, and finally, why I would say this is a great card to get for your first starter credit card once you have a decent credit score, a good credit score, their interest rates are crazy low. You can have an interest rate as low as 12%, which is insane, especially in this market we're in right now. Patelco has my lowest interest rate of any credit card that I have out of the 7 I have, both on the business and the personal side. Whenever I get in debt and I need to manage the debt better, I balance transfer everything off of any card I have, and then I send it over to Patelco. It decreases the interest rate by their slowing down my debt and saving me money. What I personally do is I use the tag team of my Chase Sapphire Reserve card, balance transfer everything off of that card, go to Patelco, and then I manage my debt when I need to do it. This is when I cannot pay full balances off on time for whatever cash flow reasons I may be experiencing. I cannot praise Patelco enough in general as a credit union, but especially when it comes to their credit cards, they have some of the best APR rates, period, in the industry that I'm aware of. So if you can get that, get it, but it is a credit union, so typically they want you don't even try to apply if you have under 650, but it may even be challenging for you to get it unless you have a 680 or 700. So again, this is something to start with if you think you have a good credit score, or if you've been working that secured credit card for about 6 months, maybe a year, and you've got it converted. Lastly, a credit card that I recently found about, it's the number one credit card I really talk about in general, other than the Chase Sapphire. It's definitely the number one credit card I recommend to people overall in general, and that is the Bilt Mastercard. So why is this my overall number one beginners once you're off of the secured route? Why is this the best credit card? Well, I'm gonna tell you. So Bilt Mastercard is a points rewards MasterCard. So you get points called Bilt Points, and basically you get 3%, and I'm blanking out on what the category is. Oh my God, I'm blanking out. I want to say it's 3% on dining. Yeah, I'm pretty sure now. It's 3% on dining, 2% on travel, 1% on rent, and 1% on everything else. And that rent maxes out at $50,000, which is 50,000 points. I want to stop right there and emphasize what I just said. You get 1% or 1x points back on rent. If you guys can DM me another card that offers points back on rent, specifically rent, and they'll waive that processing fee when you use it at your apartment complex of choice or your landlord, mom and pop of choice. If you can DM me one, show me some proof, show me some paperwork, I'll send you an Amazon gift card or something like that, or take you out to some Starbucks. I've never heard of it. That's my point. I am not aware of any other credit card, period, regardless if it's secured, unsecured, beginner, intermediate, perfection level, whatever you want to call it. I am not aware of any credit card that will reward you for paying rent, which is what we all do unless you're a homeowner. Sorry, homeowners, as far as I know, this is only for rent, not for mortgages. Rent. We all pay it. Being out here in the Bay Area, if you're in a home, you might be paying $4,000 rent. If you're in an apartment, you're definitely paying over $2,000. You're probably paying $3,000 at this point. Imagine getting 3,000 points every single month for living. Like, right? It's crazy. I mean, I can't recommend this a card just for that. But okay, you get points. Well, these points better be worthwhile, right? Yes, it is, you guys. It is worthwhile. So Bilt Points transfer into a couple of programs, but really it's a travel card. That's really what it is. It's your starter travel card. It's the best starter travel card I can think of right now, because you can transfer those points into airlines like American, United, Turkish. Fun fact, there's not many credit cards you can transfer the points to American Airlines to begin with. I'm pretty sure, I do not think, I might be wrong, you guys, but I do not think even the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you can use it for American. I might be wrong about that though. And even if they do transfer, they transfer at a 1-to-1 rate, where some other credit cards, if they even allow you to transfer, it's not at a 1-to-1 rate. This credit card is powerful. Literally, if I have rent, I would get it. I would already had it. I just would have already had the credit card. No annual fee, just like everything else, just like the other ones I mentioned. No foreign transactions. The only con about this credit card is that there is no type of sign-on bonus, and that indeed does suck. That sucks that there is no sign-on bonus. But they do have something similar like Discover and Quicksilver, where by the end of a month, they will multiply some of the points for a certain amount of time for an intro. But I don't think it's a year or anything like that. It's just something that they do. No sign-on dollar amount. That does suck, especially for a beginner card of this magnitude. Most of the ones you're going to find are going to have some type of sign-on bonus. But that's my only knock against the Bilt Mastercard. I'm telling you guys, that's my number one recommended card if you have a decent credit score. Matter of fact, you have a credit score of 800, get the card. Because again, rent, baby. We all pay it, especially out here in the Bay Area, especially out here in California, New York. I'm looking at you guys. Get this card. All right, that's my favorite credit cards. That's it for this episode as far as the credit card. So just to summarize, Discover It secured credit card. If you can't get that, go get that Quicksilver credit card by Capital One. Check out the Bank of America Cash Rewards credit card if you have a decent credit score, or if you can somehow get their secured version as well. Patelco, if you have a better credit score and you want the best credit card at the lowest interest rate that I can think of off the top of my head. But then my number one overall recommended card for this particular episode is the Bilt Mastercard, because everybody I know who is listening, almost everybody, is paying rent, and you can get rewarded for paying rent. Before I wrap up this episode, there's one thing I want to mention. The concept is not to just get this one credit card and call it a day. This concept is for two types of people again. If you're going the secured route because your credit card score sucks, you go ahead, pay on time, pay that balance off for the first 6 months to a year, convert it to an unsecured, and then you're good, you're rocking, and your credit score is increased. For the people who are just starting, you get a good, solid credit card that can get you some good benefits. Use the habits, use the tips I've used to build that good habit. And then we're going to move you on into the intermediate and then eventually the advanced credit cards. I tell people all the time, if you're only rocking one credit card, you're doing something wrong. If you're only rocking 2 credit cards, you're better, but you're still doing something wrong. I personally have 7 credit cards. I'm looking to open up credit card number 8 probably this month. You want as many credit cards as you can so you have access to as much moolah as you can, and it inadvertently helps your credit score because you're increasing your overall credit line limits around all the credit cards. So when your balance is being used, because overall you have more limit. That's less utilization rate. Therefore, it does technically help your credit score. And that's what I plan on doing. I'm just going to open the credit card up, not even really use it other than the initial sign-on bonus. And that's it. It's just another credit card line that I have access to in an emergency and to improve my credit score. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed making it. I'm already over by 2 minutes. I'm getting out of here. My phone just dropped. I'm feeling pretty stupid right now. This is your boy Plickety Blondie. You've been listening to me at KGPC 96.9 FM. Thank you for listening on the airwaves. Thank you for listening at KGPC96.9.org or your favorite streaming podcast, website, platform, whatever of choice. This is your boy Plickety Blondie, Darrin Harvey. I'm out of here. Peace, kings and queens. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Money on my mind, so money on my mind, money on my mind, money on my mind, money on my mind, so money on my mind, money on my mind, so money is all I think of. Money on my mind, money